The problem in between, I am having several experiences being in the source, swimming in the rivers of wisdom. On the way back, I can share it if I am with someone here, and that's what I do. And if that someone connects with the whole vibration, energy, information that I'm sharing, then I can stay longer. And if not, I just can go away, right? If you're not forced to be with someone, that's the thing, that you can connect with yourself whenever you want, when you are with someone that is like you in that aspect, that is not possessing you. I have never possessed a little piece and bit and part of anyone. But that's not what I wanted to say. That's one of the things, of course, everything. But I would like to explain the structure of how Orthodox people, Orthodox is not unconventional, not the black sheep. And then inside the black sheep, there are different levels. There is not like that. It's not levels, but it's completely different specimens. Because if you want to be the black sheep and you are working for that, swimming against the current, being stronger, competing to be, there is a black sheep, I'm going to be blacker. That's not the black sheep. That's in your dimension, in your bidimensional world, then you are a blacker sheep. But on the three-dimensional world, you are on the same hamster wheel. You don't see the wheel, you just see the flat plane. And you think that you are the blackest, but there is a moment that when you go to the third dimension, you don't realize that you are in a hamster wheel. In a way, wasting energy and wasting your life because you don't want to get out of that race that you've been put the carrot when they gave you the baptism. Then they educated you, and then the carrot, and that's it. Even if you don't disconnect, disconnecting from that carrot means disconnecting from God in the religious way, because they don't let you see that everything is God. I am Jesus, you are Jesus. I am God, you are God. We are nothing like that. I said in so many videos, but I want to say everything in one. It's impossible. But the extirpation of your divinity and boom, converting it into a external God and many divinities, right? Because the dove is not as big as God, and the virgin is not as big as God, and Jesus Christ is bigger than the virgin, but smaller than God. Is also monodimensional. We are talking about the unknown, but putting words to give it the known, and then it has to be adapting to the evolution of the science because it was so primitive and so ignorant. But no, God knows everything, so God is learning through the science of men. Unbelievable. So this is not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that if I am crazy, talking crazy things about dimensions that you have never thought, because you have access, not thinking. But if you think about it, you are aware of that. So you need the combination of your rational mind and the no ego, which is the no rational mind. And save your rational mind is much bigger than the rational mind. and they don't complement each other. The rational mind, it doesn't need the rational mind. The rational mind is the matryoshka that is you cannot open. And then being aware of that, when you realize of something higher, then you are the matryoshka that can be opened. So that's getting to Wonderland, Crazyland. But most of the people have a problem. I was making so many videos, the children, they don't have the doors of perception. They don't have to go to the other side of the doors of perception. There's no such thing. The doors, we are creating them to co-live and cooperate in these neurotic societies. But neurotic is not bad. It's just neurotic compared to the tribal societies. Nobody wants to live like the tribal societies. What is the price that you have to pay for depression, anxiety, all these things that they have no idea they exist? All these sickness that we are creating with our minds. So when you are not aware of different dimensions, and at least being able to get the visualization of the dimensions, watching my first video of my channel, it's not the first. Well, it was before the channel. That is the cover video. How that was connected with a documentary that I watched a month later, because I made the video in 2020, April, and in May, I watched something about 8 dimensions, or the E8. And when I made the video, mine was already 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is the creator of all of them. If you cannot connect all these dimensions with all your life, then you don't have the access, because you didn't unzip your rational mind. Unzip your rational mind is you're a child, whatever you are observing as something new, you cannot judge it. You don't know if it is good or bad until you start feeling. If it is not feeling pain or burning or something like that, it's not bad, right? So if it is not bad, keep learning. You don't know what is that for, you don't know. But if it is not painful, there is no burning, it's not itching, it's not. But we create now the painful situations just like stupid robot toys. We are much worse than robots, prejudging people because of the aspect, the color of the skin, the gender. It's so ridiculous. But in all aspects, it doesn't matter. Take any person, a white, a black, transgender, a woman, whatever, it doesn't matter. Take any of them and ask questions about identities. All kinds of questions that you can imagine. Find another group, the same group, but with different people. You are never gonna get a pattern if you ask from the dimension that I'm talking about. Because when you create the statistics, you are already creating a universe, and that's already a segmentation and a tagging way that you don't get the less neurotic people have any punctuation in there, because they are out of the statistics. So only the neurotic people are the normal people. And that's how the science is working with psychiatrists. And luckily, theory physicists, philosophers, and artists are going in many other dimensions, not all in the same direction. I mean, They can be in the same dimension, all of them in a higher dimension than the ones that they are ultra orthodox, that they cannot open the doors of perception because they close them, because they say, outside there, the unknown is the horrible thing. Let's protect everyone from that. Let's make laws. Okay, we accept transgender people now. Okay, that's the last, right? We have to be accepting every time something, but when they are coming by one, ah, so why don't we break all the laws and respect each other just like you would like to be respected? Because if I am crazy and I tell you that I am crazy, and I'm not gonna speak with you at the level that you want to speak with me, because everything you are saying, I've been analyzing and living and experiencing that from the 4D world, and you are coming from the 2D world, telling me something. I say, yeah, and I open some doors for you. You don't want to open them. That's it. So sometimes I'm searching for the moment to be alone, and I am so clear and straightforward that I say, you either connect with these crazy ideas or leave me alone. When I reach that point, there is frustration on the other side and feel offended. And then they tell me that I have to be humble. And the thing is that it doesn't matter how the best person in the world you think you are. The problem is that you don't know that you are helping people that didn't ask you for help, for instance. But you are so into this orthodox world that you have to help, you have to love, you have to be good, you have to be, and you're doing it like that. And when I see that you're not feeling that way, when I see that you are balancing through buying things, practicing yoga, going to meditation, lots of workshops, doing this, being busy, unable to sit down and lay down unless you are doing yoga, but doing nothing. What do you get with that? All this sense of being profitable, efficient in the rational world, which is not bad for sometimes for some people, but most of the times for most of the people it's horrible. And the problem is that they've been educated in a way that even when they break with that, they are, instead of black, they are white, but they are on the same dimension, on the same perspective, everything. They haven't done anything. They are doing almost like the opposite, thinking that no, is the no, this is not the opposite. I practice the no yoga, I practice the no meditation, I do Thai foot walk, which is a combination of everything you can imagine. Everything. That and that and that and that and that is everything. Everything. Because it's all my life living it that way. So when I was a child, something did wrong because I was never flexible and I kept breaking myself continuously. So I did something wrong. Wow. Or maybe it's just an evolution of a man made of glass. It doesn't matter. It's not a competition. What I mean is that why is right and why is wrong, depending on what. The thing is that I didn't do anything. The thing is that I've been aware of my lack of elasticity since I am 5 years old. What I mean is that every single individual is a completely different world. If they don't treat themselves with love and respect, nobody else is going to do it. And then you think you are respecting other people because you're treating other people the way that you've been treated. And things like that. I've seen that since I am 11. When I decided to break the chain of beating up the children in the second stage on the primary school, I was the last victim. In the next 2 years, I was the one stopping that. The first year, I didn't want to do it, so I didn't have to stop anyone, just my friends and things like that. And the next year, my brother and other brothers, friends' brothers were there. So we didn't let the other ones do anything because we didn't do them anything. And probably when we left, everything started over again. So it is in the human education, because it's not just in the genes, because consciousness awareness is not in the genes. It is. That's what they control. They control your imagination by making you believe in the tooth, the fairy tooth, or the tooth fairy, and the three wise kings or Santa Claus. Doesn't matter. But it does matter, because when it is the religious thing, you believed in the fairy food, the tooth fairy. Okay, it's not religious. Santa Claus is not religious. It's not in the Bible. But the three wise kings, they went to worship baby Jesus. We are celebrating all these things, all this magic, which for many years I was having a magic night. And then one day you discover that, unbelievably, that magic didn't never existed. You have to live with that you've been cheated. My mother said that I was hating her because I always prefer to know the truth. So at that moment, for many reasons, I decided, no, it was not, now I'm not going to do the first communion. No, it was that at that moment I disconnected from the religion. I didn't hate it. I loved Jesus' life. I loved everything perfect. But I completely disconnected because, okay, if the magic is gone, what is the rest? Is no magic for me. So that's the carrot that they put in front of you, and then you get it when you die. They said it's God, but it's not God. It's the carrot.